Welcome to the Good Growing Grow Along Check-In. This is our first check-in for the season, and we are going to be kicking it off, right? By checking in on how we are starting our seeds, how we're planting our gardens, and just thanking you all for joining us. So before we get started, I am Emily Swihart, horticulture educator with the University of Illinois Extension, and two of my favorite people with Illinois Extension are joining me, of course. We have Ken Johnson. Hi, Ken.
Hello.
And we have Chris Enroth. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Emily. I'm glad you had to clarify with Illinois Extension.
Yeah.
Just got to move down a few notches.
Just we did.
Hey, I am all about honesty. So.
And that's why we appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem.
Yep.
All right. Well, how are you guys doing? So we have the Grow Along beginning. We did a little bit of a promotion episode way back in the winter. January, I think, is when we launched that. And we have, I collected registration. Do you guys know how many people we had sign up?
So many.
So many.
All the people.
All the people. I remember you sent me the spreadsheet, and I'm like, how are there this many people that listen to the podcast? So I was elated. It was great.
Yeah, we had 79 total because we did restrict it. Remember, we only had 50 seed packets of each species available, and so people chose what they wanted. So that's how we got over that 50 mark. But we had 79, and I think there was still a want. So maybe next year we go a little bit bigger. But man, I'm so excited. I think that's amazing. We also, you'll remember, we had expanded the Grow Along, or we'd offer the Grow Along to the states surrounding Illinois. And we have representatives from many, many different states. And so it's not just Illinois. We're very thankful to have our neighbors joining us. And we'll see how they do with the Grow Along.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we do have the best soil, though. And if we grow the best corn, sorry, Iowa. Oh, sorry. I think one of us is in Iowa right now.
One of us might be a native of Iowa.
Turn down your volume, Emily. I don't want to get in trouble.
You know, Chris, maybe that's why you are one of my favorites in Illinois Extension. Just saying.
That must be it.
Might be.
Across the border.
Just maybe.
I'll see you at the Mississippi here in a little bit. Yeah, we'll have a tug of war.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, enough of this. Let's first go back to the registration. We did offer the opportunity for folks to help just offset some of the costs that we accrued as we provide the program free of charge. It's available to everybody. But people were really generous. I know we have wonderful listeners and wonderful volunteers and people associated with Illinois Extension. And again, small donations, big donations, like so amazing. Thank you to all who did. Just help us offset some of those costs, with seed and then shipping. It was much appreciated. Not necessary. Not everybody did it. And so still really, really glad to have, everybody participate. But it was very, very kind of people to do that. So just wanted to thank them through the podcast.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you all very much.
Yeah. Okay. How you guys have your seeds? I sent them to you as well. They got there safely.
Yes.
They got there safely. Okay. I do want to say we did have some trouble with the mailing of the seeds, and I apologize to folks, that is beyond our control. But it's frustrating because, shipping seeds in the mail, some of them got delayed for a really long time. And others, I think, got some damage. So I'm sorry that happened.
And we have all order seeds from different seed companies, and we run into those too, even with the, commercial seed companies. Hopefully it's all understandable. And those darn rollers on those postage machines, they can crush some basil seeds, as we saw.
Yes. Yeah, I really don't know how we get around it. So maybe just reach out, let us know.
Mm-hmm. as a for fun seed dispersing event. Yes, not a professional or commercial one.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this year, then we also decided to start some seeds early, or offer some seeds that will need to be started early. So should we? I mean, how are you guys doing with your seed starting?
So I got the basil, the tomato, and peppers started indoors. The rest I ran out of space, frankly, for the others, so they're going to be direct seeded. But my tomatoes, the black Krim, are looking good. I can take a picture. We can throw it in here. 2-3 pairs of true leaves on all those plants right now. And I had pretty good germination. I did when I was watering. I had a mister somehow snapped off one of the plants, and it's not looking too good. But the peppers, I think I had 100% germination. I've got true leaves, pair of true leaves on all of those. Basil, whole lot of nothing. Didn't get any germination. The seeds looked fine when I had them, but I know, like Chris mentioned, some people had mentioned they had their seeds crushed. So I don't know if they got damaged in some way, but I did not get any germination on the basil I started.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Chris, how are you doing? Yeah.
Hey, technically I have no seeds because I started all of them already. I've planted them all. They've either sprouted and died, or just not sprouted at all. So maybe they're rotting. Ken, I think I need your tips on how to do these Christmas peppers, because here are mine. That's my germination of Christmas peppers. Yeah. Keep in mind they were sown at the exact same time as my black Krim tomatoes, which are this big. So if you're just listening to us, my Christmas peppers still have their cotyledons on, and my tomatoes I've had to pot them up into a bigger 6-pack because they've gotten so large. They had a heat mat under them. I'm not sure why it's so slow. But so my tomatoes are great. My tomatoes are looking good. Christmas peppers, I should hopefully have 2, so long as they make it through the cotyledon stage.
Chris, I'm glad you showed that illustration. Mine are outside right now, and I didn't want to bring them in. They're starting to they're in compostable containers, and they're starting to fail. So I didn't want to touch them. I didn't want to touch them more than I have to before I get them in the garden. But they're going to
fall apart. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I had the same experience with my peppers. They germinated just fine. They were some of the first that germinated, and then they just stopped growing. And so I don't know. They were on a heat mat, germinated just fine. I
don't
thought
have Christmas spirit.
That's it. Ken's got so much Christmas spirit.
It's like Christmas music to him every day.
He does. Oh, that's the trick. I'm gonna go get the radio, put on a Christmas CD.
Oh, a little bit Bing Crosby. Dang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ken,
who'd have thought?
I know. Brilliant. Okay. So I might need to borrow a tomato from one of you, because mine, they're fine. I have one true leaf. Like they're sort of did the same thing, which is perplexing to me because I had other tomatoes doing just fine. Mm-hmm. They're just stunted. I'll transplant them. I'm going to protect
so many tomatoes.
There you go.
So many tomatoes.
Yes. We'll have to get together because even when I moved things outside to harden them off, I had other things growing, and they all kind of took off, in the warmth and then that fresh air, and nothing from my peppers or those tomatoes, those black Krim. So I don't know. We'll have to share, I suppose.
Yes.
I do have, I started my Cosmos also, and I have, so we're doing seashell with the girl on, but I really love Cosmos. And so I started some other ones, and they're robust, but my seashell are kind of lanky. I think they'll transplant fine, but they're just not looking great. They kind of fell over. And I think maybe it was when we took them out. I think maybe I got ambitious or excited about warm weather. It was probably human error, but they don't look great. But I think they'll do okay. So, and then my basil germinated and it died. So I do have some more seed of that I'll just direct sow. Yeah.
I have I have baby basils. Yes.
Baby basils. Yeah, I did that and then it died. So.
All right. I'll play them.
Oops.
What kind of music do they like, Ken?
Yeah. Italian. Probably like
Yes.
Obviously, whatever I was playing didn't work.
We've shown them a lot of the ones that we're pretty much used to. But my thing, though, is I've never grown a few of these, like the Papalo. This thing is wild looking. I have not pulled a leaf off yet to like sample it to see if it tastes like cilantro. But once they get a little bit larger, I will sample them. But yeah, I've got good germination on Papilo. I think I've just got one. It germinated. Looks like it lost its cotyledons and it's dying. So, but got 5 out of 6.
Nice. I also failed on those. And Ken, you haven't planted yours?
Nope, they're going to be.
Okay.
Everything else is going to be a direct seed. So
yeah.
hopefully, by the time people are listening to this, I will have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we'll just say by the time people are listening to this, they will have been direct seeded.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Ken. You're going to curse yourself. Careful.
Yeah. Your schedule just got really full.
I need that accountability.
For your toothache plant, because Ken, you grew that last year, and now we're all enjoying that. Okay, Chris, you have one. It looks like
I have one germinated. I think it's starting to develop true leaves. A third has germinated. So these were really small seeds, and I kind of just sprinkled them like salt in here. I got another. I've got at least 4 of these cells with a little bit of green in them. One with a lot of green. One I think there's probably 4 seeds that sprouted in this one little cell right here. So yeah, I got to get these probably more outside in the heat, because do they like a lot of hot weather, right, Ken?
Yeah, warmer weather. But they I think we found out last year, they like that consistent moisture, which I did not provide. Okay. And when it gets real hot and they dry out, they don't do too well.
Mine will go direct seed. I think I'm just going to start everything like you can. Although you're farther south than I am, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes through the growing season. I don't think I'm going to plant them by the time this comes out. I'm going to wait till the soil warms up a little bit.
So I don't know when we're going to release this, but Thursday, whatever day that is, next week, the 15th, at least here in Jacksonville, they're calling for 90. So.
Ooh, wow. You okay? You doing okay with that?
No, I'm not. Next time you see me, I may not have a beard.
I won't even recognize you.
It's too hot.
Oh. So.
Well, I have so far had one failed one, and that is the Megapunk. It's the one I was most excited about too.
Those are babies.
There's my baby. So I'm still holding out hope. I've got it. I actually moved it outside because I think with this one, we need to give it like a good bottom heat. Maybe it just wasn't getting warm enough in the basement. So I threw it in the sun today. Like, all right, heat this puppy up. Let's see if we can get any sprouting to occur. So I'll let you know if that happens by next week. But so far, no Megapunk.
Oh, I think I have 2 or 3 very, very small plants. And so if I have extras, I'll share for sure. So it's a good idea to move them to the sun, though. Mine are just on the shaded patio. So they're getting the warmth, but they're not getting that full sun. So maybe get a couple more hours here in the day for them. Yeah. I don't know. We could also direct sow those if
just 2 weeks. 2 weeks after the last frost. So
yeah, they really like that warmth. So there's time. That is I was telling, I think one of you earlier, I'm feeling like anxious about the gardening season. I don't know, like it's excitement and just like the busy schedule. And it just feels kind of like I'm running behind, but we're not. We're doing okay. This, it's the beginning of May. Everybody gets all excited about Mother's Day. And I think we're okay. We have plenty of garden season left. So
Yeah, in my mind, it's like June right now. Not
yeah.
May.
Especially with 90-degree temperatures.
Yeah. That'll be June before we know it, by the way, just heads up.
This is very true.
Yeah. Oh, then the kids will be home, you guys. They'll be out of school.
Oh my gosh. No.
They're going to take care of the plants.
Sure
No,
they are.
won't.
Yep. The heat's getting to him, Chris. The heat's getting to him.
Ken, shave your beard quick.
Oh. So the Kahari melon, can we talk quick about that? That'll be a direct sow for all of us, right? Or did you, Chris, you did it. Okay.
I got it.
That.
Yep.
See, all of my melons, I always direct sow. I
think it's wise to do it that way. Yeah. I just wanted to do it. So I did.
Couldn't stop yourself.
Couldn't stop myself. So I wanted to try to get us all of the seeds going because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen in a few weeks. I knew the schedule was filling up. We have lots of things going on in May. So it's like, I'm just going to start all of them.
Yeah. Now I was going to ask, are you going to grow them on the ground or are you going to try to vertical farm them?
That's a good question. I did not do good growing vertically last year. And my expectations are not as high as others might be. So I don't know. Probably not. We'll see. I might try to cascade them over a retaining wall again.
Oh, like your cucumbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will the melons be too big? I don't remember how big they get.
I just looked it up because I needed to be reminded. 2 pounds. So it'll be all right. I think I'm going to try to grow them vertically. I downsized the garden a bit because of that said overwhelming schedule. And I'm realizing I downsized the garden, but I didn't downsize all my decision making. So I'm running out of room very quickly. So we have to grow up and use that vertical space. So I'm going to give it a shot. Hopefully it doesn't. My concern is that I'm going to grow it on a hog panel. So kind of along the side of the garden. We get some wind occasionally, in the summer. And so I get real nervous about that. So we'll see if it catches the wind and flips over. I hope not. That'd be really sad, but we have a shot. We also have had I need to keep an eye out on this, melons like stuck in betweens. And so then they get all deformed and funky. I don't want that to happen. So I'll just have to make sure that I go out and check it, or the kids go out and check it more regularly.
There you go.
Kids, check the melon wall.
Yeah. They might actually. I think they really like melons, so they might actually do that. I'm not sure I could convince them with to water the Papalo or anything.
I think, we're all planning on putting these in the ground. Anyone putting something in a container? Any of these?
No, I'll probably do a lot of these in raised beds. Because I think a lot of the stuff I'm going to put out at our Lukeman garden, so that if anybody didn't do it, they can stop by and, assuming stuff grows, they can check them out there. Mm. But I think the flowers, I still have a few basil seeds I'll direct sow. Everything but the melon, I think I'm going to try to put in raised beds.
Might put the zinnia in one of my larger containers here by the house instead of out in the garden, just so we can enjoy it a little more. To be determined.
Wherever it will fit. That's where I
pretty much
throw my plants.
Yes. Yeah. Well, also though, so like some of our other flowers get pretty big. So I feel like I can enjoy them out. And like when they're out in the garden, like the cosmos get kind of like breezy. And there's a lot of them. The zinnia is a little smaller. This isn't one of those like giant cut flower zinnias. They're a little smaller. And so Like the blooms are smaller. I think the plants still get pretty big. The blooms are smaller. I don't know. I think every time we do this, at least last year, now this year, I think people are seeing, at least for me, and you guys do it a little bit too, but you could deny it if you want. It's more of a do as I say, not as I do garden planning situation here. Like, I have good intentions and I know the value of it. I don't know. 100%. I make a plan. Well, I make a plan and then I get out there and I get so excited or distracted or somebody gives me something new or like this space. I don't know. Oh, well.
My plan's always in my head, so it changes frequently.
And whatever you end up with is exactly what the plan was.
We'll go with that.
Nailed it.
Let's see. A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. He arrives, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. That's how I garden, yes. And just so people know, extension, it is recommendations, best practices, but it's also where the rubber meets the road. And we get that. It's application. So it's not always going to be going the way it's supposed to be going. Nature bats last. And I guess I do too, sometimes in my procrastination.
Shall we talk about how we're going to engage with folks? Because we do have a kind of a bit of an ask. We did this last year with our surveys and follow up, and we've modified it a little bit this year. Ken, do you want to talk about just a few of the little tweaks that we made this year? I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, trying to think of what they all are now. So I think this year, when we send out the email, so if you're watching this, you've gotten the email. I think the surveys are going to be kind of tailored to what people selected. So you're not going to have to go through the big long list of everything, all the seeds we sent out. When you get the survey, it'll just be talking about the plants that you received. When we get to the point of asking for updates and stuff, I think this first one is just kind of basically getting kind of a baseline. Where are you planning on growing? Why are you doing this? Why are you interested? What are you hoping to get out of? So if you've got updates you want to provide, just jot those down on a note, type them out somewhere. That will be our June survey that we send out, is talking about, what you started, how successful were you getting started, how's it looking, this, that, and the other. And I think for this one too, I do think we've got a question on there because we've talked about, not publicly, but amongst ourselves, if would people be interested in doing a live chat at some point. So if people are interested in that, you can indicate that in the survey, and then they pick the best day of the week for you. So we can try to, if we do it, not making any promises we're going to do it. But if we do it, we can try to pick a date that's going to work for the most people that would be interested in doing that. Get a little more, I guess, interaction instead of us just talking at you.
Yeah, that one is a curious idea. And I'm glad you said no promises. But part of the inspiration for the program was engaging with folks, like growing along with the public. And so, or with viewers and listeners and neighbors. So.
Yeah. And the people who are participating can interact with each other too. That won't be just us on there. It'll be anyone interested.
Maybe that's all they want.
Can kick us off.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Complain about us.
All right, guys. Now that they're gone, let's actually talk about growing these plants. Oh yeah, we hope if you're able, please fill out the forthcoming survey for May, June, July, August. We'll have one each month, and it'll be valuable feedback. It's stuff that we have used. So if you filled them out last year, we have used this to help inform what we're doing this year. Also tell our bosses that we're doing a very good job and they should keep us here.
Yes,
and they all agree.
Yes, so we can justify doing this. We get some feedback.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Improving the program and just making sure that it is needed. We're investing time and energy into it. And as extension, educators, it is our duty to make sure that what we're dedicating our time to is useful. So tell us if this is useful. Tell us how it can be improved and what your experience is. And we really appreciate it. Well, we don't have any plants really growing. We're in anticipation. I mean, Chris, you do, because you couldn't
stop myself.
Couldn't stop it. I know. Oh, he's gonna. We'll count on you, Chris, for providing the ones that failed for all of us.
Sounds good. I'll just need a Megapunk and potentially, what was this one? Yeah, my old Mexico looks very sad right now. The zinnias. I think they'd be easy to grow, but they are not.
I always direct seed them too.
Yeah.
So I always transplant zinnias. So I may split my seeds, do some direct sell and some start indoors, even though we're well past that, just as a fallback. Maybe, possibly.
Well, thank you for joining us on this first good growing check-in. I appreciate you guys growing along with us. Ken, Chris, this is going to be fun. We have more plants this year. We started some inside. Chris went well above and beyond. So thank you, Chris. Thank you for being an overachiever. Thank you for joining along on the grow along.
Yeah, I normally do that and then quickly plateau and I do nothing. That's how I do everything in life. Start strong.
Well, we will have more check-ins, so we'll just see if that trend continues. Hopefully not.
Yeah, probably will.
Let's set the expectations realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, though, super gardener, you're a lot of the inspiration for the program because you grow so many unusual things. So thank you again for joining for the check-in and the whole grow along.
Yes, thank you both, and I will try to hold up my end of the bargain and get all of this stuff in the ground
by next week. No,
by next week.
No. All right. Well, that concludes our first check-in. We'll go ahead and join you all again in June, which will be here before we know it. So until then, keep on growing. All right. Stop recording.
Oh, yes.
Who's editing?